Immanuel Kant. What is right? What if doing the right thing feels wrong sometimes, while doing the easy thing feels good, and yet your stomach quietly twists as if it knows something your smile is trying to hide? This strange feeling is where Immanuel Kant would stop walking, look around carefully, and ask whether right and wrong are games of feelings or something steadier hiding beneath everyday choices. Imagine standing in a playground where rules change depending on who is watching, because Kant wondered whether fairness should bend like rubber or stand straight like a ruler no matter what. At first this sounds boring, since kids enjoy bending rules during games, yet Kant worried that bendy rules could turn into slippery floors where nobody knows how to stand safely together. He asked whether an action is right because it makes people happy, or whether happiness is sometimes a distraction that pulls attention away from deeper responsibility hiding quietly behind decisions. This question feels uncomfortable because happiness feels warm and friendly, while responsibility sounds stiff like a school uniform buttoned all the way up to the neck on a hot day. Kant imagined that every choice whispers a test, asking what would happen if everyone everywhere did exactly the same thing at the same time without special excuses. This idea feels heavy because suddenly small choices feel large, like realizing that leaving trash behind on one picnic might shape the whole forest if everyone did it too. Kids understand this when group projects wobble, since one shortcut can turn teamwork messy, even if the shortcut saved effort for one person in that moment. Kant did not look at consequences first, which surprises many people, because he cared less about how things end and more about whether the rule guiding the action could be trusted. This creates a strange tension, because sometimes good outcomes come from bad rules, and bad outcomes appear even when intentions tried hard to be fair and kind. Imagine telling a lie to protect a friend, which feels caring, yet Kant would pause and ask what a world full of helpful lies might look like over time. The picture grows blurry, because trust might fade if words become flexible tools instead of reliable bridges between people who need each other. Kant focused on intention, like checking whether a compass points north before setting off, rather than celebrating arrival without caring how the path twisted along the way. This focus can feel strict, yet it also feels safe, because rules that apply to everyone equally reduce arguments about special treatment and clever excuses. Kids notice this when playground rules feel fair, since fewer fights break out when nobody gets invisible privileges handed out quietly by popularity or loud voices. Still, Kant's idea does not sit still, because real life pushes back with messy emotions, accidents, misunderstandings, and moments when rules collide like shopping carts in narrow aisles. The puzzle deepens when Kant talks about people never being tools, which means no one should be used merely as a ladder for someone else's success. This idea feels powerful because children know how bad it feels to be used in games, jokes, or friendships where fairness disappears behind selfish plans. Yet even here, questions remain, because helping others sometimes requires asking them to do things they would not choose on their own. Kant's thinking walks a tightrope, balancing respect with responsibility, while refusing to fall fully into comfort or convenience. He believed reason could guide choices like a steady lighthouse, even when emotional waves crash loudly against the shore of everyday life. Kids may wonder whether reason always shines clearly, since thoughts sometimes tangle up with feelings until everything feels foggy and uncertain at the same time. Kant did not deny feelings, yet he feared that feelings alone might play favorites, choosing friends over strangers without noticing quiet unfairness growing in the background. This fear still matters today, because fairness often requires caring beyond circles of comfort and familiarity. Picture a rule that works only when people are nice, which sounds pleasant, but Kant worried about days when kindness feels tired or inconvenient. Rules built only on mood might collapse on bad days, while rules built on principle stand even when motivation takes a nap. Children sense this when promises matter more than feelings, since keeping a promise often matters most precisely when it feels hardest to do. Kant's world feels orderly, yet not cold, because he believed dignity lives inside every person, no matter their age, strength, or usefulness. This belief quietly pushes back against bullying, cheating, and cutting corners, even when nobody else is looking. Still, curiosity nudges again, asking whether dignity always shows itself clearly or whether people sometimes hide it behind mistakes and confusing behavior. Kant does not offer easy answers because easy answers might stop thinking too soon. Instead, his ideas act like mirrors, asking readers to examine their reasons rather than their excuses. Kids may feel challenged because this kind of thinking asks them to slow down before acting fast. Yet slowing down can feel empowering because it gives space for choice instead of impulse. Kant invites everyone into this pause, suggesting that right and wrong are not popularity contests decided by applause. This pause feels awkward at first, like standing quietly while others rush ahead, yet it can reveal paths invisible to hurry. Children learning this may begin to sense an inner rulebook forming, not written by teachers or parents alone, but shaped by reflection and respect. That inner rulebook does not replace kindness or joy, yet it asks them to walk together rather than fight for control. Kant's question lingers, asking whether being right means being liked, or whether being right sometimes means standing alone briefly. The tension remains alive because no rule fits every story perfectly, and no story escapes rules completely. Kids reading Kant's ideas might feel both steadier and more puzzled, which is exactly where philosophy likes to sit and smile quietly. Instead of handing over answers, Kant hands over responsibility, trusting young minds to carry it thoughtfully. As the story closes, the question stays open, hovering between reason and feeling, asking what right means when nobody is counting points. That hovering space invites thinking, doubting, and trying again, which keeps the journey moving rather than locked behind final answers.